Swasti Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahi Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahi Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahi Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvi Navaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Om Asato Ma Sakamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukh Bhagavave. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Sai Ram. Good evening. Wishing all of you and Baba a very happy birthday and welcome to day 23. 23rd is the date and 23rd is the day for our Parayanam. And I hope all of you had a wonderful start to the day, or some of you the end of the celebrations. So we offer a 2-minute silence in the honor of Harbhajan, who has been released from his body, but is very much present as a part of this family. And he is listening to today's satsang as he's no longer encumbered with the body, and he's at peace and in complete joy because he's made his final journey and merged the divine consciousness. And what a beautiful moment as we all accepted and released our death, and as we stepped into experiencing life from a moment to moment, realizing the precious gift that was given to us so powerfully by the divine consciousness. It was that power that carried Harbhajan with him, and he merged back into his source. The divine knows the timing for everything. All is so beautifully set up, so perfectly set up, so immaculately set up in consciousness. Only we are not aware of it. Only we never learned how to tap into it. We learned many languages in the world. Some of us speak 4, 5, 6 languages. But the language that we came here to master is the language of the heart, because it is in the silence that the heart speaks and that the heart receives, and the heart knows everything. I want all of you to experience in your heart today the presence of Harbhajan as I am experiencing it, and I share this presence with all of you. This is the energetic consciousness. Harbhajan has been such a great teacher for all of us. He's left his body because his time had come, but he's making Ramesh and all of us experience firsthand, directly, that this body is just an outer casing. The real self is ever present, is fully conscious, is aware, and if we connect, we can also be aware of that presence. Baba could not have chosen a better timing for all this, to demonstrate to us firsthand that only the body is mortal, but the real self is eternal. And this eternal self is always in bliss, in peace. Only when we are in the body and we operate out of the mind is when we break into pieces. No birth, no death, just a presence. So thank you, Swami. Thank you, Baba, for giving us this experience. And thank you, Harbhajan, for being such an incredible teacher for all of us. And thank you, Ramesh, for allowing us to be part of this most incredible learning and allowing us to be part of this intense moments between life and death and thereafter. So I thank all of you for being present in this beautiful ritual of oneness. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Wow, what a presence. So it's birthday time. So how do you celebrate the birthday of that entity that encompasses the creative life force? We all have had our own experiences with Baba, and in the morning today I wrote a blog of sharing my understanding of the message that I received from him. And the ode to any master or guru is when we dedicate to live that message in our lives and to be the messengers. The reason I chose to become a messenger was that his message had a miraculous effect in my life. We all say that Satya Sai Baba was a man of miracles. Each one has a different understanding of what miracle means. To some, he had the power to heal and bring back the dead to life. He could make the lame walk, the blind see, the dumb hear and talk. He had the ability to materialize the entire range of jewelry for women and the most incredible and beautiful idols. He could manifest even living beings like monkeys. So he could do almost anything for his devotees. And he was called the man of miracles, and he would wave his hands and he would produce objects at will. And the one he gave away to everybody was the sacred ash or the vibhuti, which had the ability to heal and cure. And it was a reminder to everybody that ultimately the truth of the self is the ashes. And that is what we ultimately will become. Like in a few hours, the body that we called Harbhajan will be that vibhuti, will be that ash. It is the sign of ultimate oneness. But to me, the biggest miracle of Baba was my own transformation. I cannot speak about anybody else. I can only say that he picked me up, as a lot of people say, at a very late stage, because I went to him only in 2007, just 4 years before he left his body. And however, because of his grace, because of his love for me, he completely changed my life without even as much as talking more than perhaps 8 or 9 sentences in totality in these 4 years. Everything else just happened in his presence, in his being. And from where I was, who I was, what I did, to what I am today, it seems in the last 15 years, I must have lived at least 4 or 5 lifetimes of such a roller coaster journey that started as I came in contact with the Divine Master. What I loved about Baba was the simplicity of his message, was his ability to say the most complex thing in the most simplest way, and just the love that you experienced in his physical presence. And you did not mind those long number of hours one would have to wait sitting on a floor, cross-legged, waiting for him to arrive. And yet knowing there's going to be no conversation, but yet there was some magic that would transpire. So looking back at my journey, there are some of the things that I picked up that I wanted to share with you. The first one was his message about that we are all embodiments of love and divinity. He started every talk of his addressing all of us as embodiments of love and divinity. But such is the human mind that there are some things which are so nice to hear, but just fall on deaf ears. We love to hear it, but we so nonchalantly, disregard it as if we've never listened to it. And I don't know whether we can truly say that we believe the master or guru, because the one thing that I did was I took my time, I took a year to transform my belief into faith. But once I had tested him, I did not doubt a single word of his. And whatever he said, and actually he said very little to me. I've told you many times before, he just told me one thing, and that he kept repeating through every dream of his. And he said, you and I are one. Actually, he never gave me any other message. And you know what? It must be his grace that a monkey mind like mine, I completely trusted him. I just had faith in those words. And I loved him so immensely that I never called myself a devotee. I always called myself as his lover. And I knew he reciprocated that love. And in this love and oneness, I not only found myself, I found everything. Because actually the whole message of his and the whole message of masters is only of love and oneness. Because the physical guru, which we saw him as, soon became the inner guru or the Guru-Deva, who got installed in the heart. The formless principle that took a form, a human form, and we called him the Kali Yuga avatar. He gave his message all throughout his life. He gave hundreds and thousands of discourses, but every discourse had just one essence, that I am God and you are God. The only difference is that I know that I am God and you do not know that you are God. And I have come to make you realize that you are God. While we say in Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, abhyukta nama dharmasya tadatma nama srajamya. that every time that the dharma falls, an avatar comes, and he comes to protect his good people, the people who are following dharma, and to annihilate what is adharmic. And he comes for protection of the moral and ethics in the society. But to my mind, what he comes for is to show man the mirror, to show them the true reflection of their own selves, and to take them on the path of liberation. And that Baba made the ultimate sacrifice, that 10 years before the end of his term that he had declared, he left his body because he wanted to demonstrate to us that the self or the Atman is not the body. It is the energetic principle, the consciousness, as we have been talking about in the last 22 days. And just to demonstrate that, he shed his body, and his body, just like Harbhajan's body, was lying for 3 days in Puttaparthi, and I was present there sitting next to the body for 3 days, knowing fully well in my heart that this body was not my Guru. And the message coming to me was, I am not he, I am thee. And soon I experienced the presence of my master with me all the time. And I realized that my mind always played with me that my Guru was in Puttaparthi and I would run after him. All running stopped, and the experiences of his presence started to deepen. And I realized that the body was just a myth because he was present. Within 3 months of that, my father, all of a sudden, he also passed away. And I started to experience the same principle of the presence of my father. Now I had 2 fathers, one Guru and a body father. Both I could access because Baba had given me this experience that while the body goes, the spirit, the energetic presence, the Atman, it remains because it is an intelligence. It's superconsciousness, and one can interact with the superconsciousness. And so therefore, I started to experience that oneness with him. And then those lessons were to be further instilled in me. And 5 years later, it was my wife's turn to suddenly make a disappearance. And as she merged with Baba, I realized that for a fact that this body was just a ghost, was just an illusion. This is where we get attracted and attached. But the principle just does not go away. And you can tap and interact with that principle. And so to me, God chose that this wasn't enough. In another 2 years, my mother also passed away. But by that time, I had experienced death at close quarters, and I had realized that death was an illusion. And actually, death was a celebration because all the disabilities or all the inflexibility or the shortcomings that a body has, when we become bodiless, we overcome all that. And the phenomena of being ever present is suddenly experienced. And Baba was not done with that. Baba had said, I'm going to make all of you realize that like me, you are God. That's why he came. So in these intervening 10 years, he picked up a boy who was his student. His name was Madhusudan. He trained him to be his communicator. And then he trained him to start accessing bits and pieces of that consciousness till he was fully ready to be able to hold that divine consciousness, or he realized his own self. And he created for each one of us an example that a human being can also ascend to divine consciousness. We cannot say that only a divine descends into a human form, but a human being can also experience self-realization and experience that same consciousness which is present in all of us, which we sometimes experience as synchronicities. We experience it through connectedness. And the common thing I find between the journey of Madhusudan Sai and my own journey is both of us believed in our master. My master told me of what I will be doing in the future. My master told me, I'm giving you a gift, and that all that you need to know is known to you because I am one with you. I never doubted it. I just completely believed in my master, and everything started to happen. And I found that this faith, which we somewhere lack, is the reason that we are not able to progress rapidly on this journey. When we say we are hoping to do something, we don't know whether it will happen or not. We're already creating doubts in our mind that we are not sure. And when we are not sure, nothing is ever going to happen. But if we believe in our Guru, in our Master, in our teacher, and if we believe on every word, because every word that is spoken is a truth, then those words, if put into practice, have the power to redeem us, even in that instant. Because as we discussed yesterday, there is nothing other than a moment in our life. And all that there is this present moment, which is a gift of consciousness to us. And if we are fully aware and we are fully focused, we can redeem ourselves and realize our divinity in this instant. Last night, I had shared with you a video of Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai. And when I listened to it, I was smiling, I was laughing, because it almost seemed as a repeat of the conversation we'd had a day or two earlier. He also said that I'm not going to leave you behind. It has to happen together. We all have to go through this. And he also said that, look, it has to happen now because the time has come. This is the moment. And we had just spoken about the moment yesterday. So there is no two. The reason we are together is because we have to do this journey together. We all have our responsibilities. We all have our duties that have been given by the consciousness to us. Everybody is part of this divine drama. But the role and the end of this drama is for us experiencing that we have been somehow in a coma and not recognizing that who we truly are. And we are unable to fathom that there is an unlimited source of power, energy, creativity, creation inside of us. And all that is holding us back is our mind. It's just that we are not able to comprehend it. We are not able to it just doesn't register in us that I am that divine. I am that God to whom I have been praying. And that is where this faith is essential. Because when you cannot comprehend, then at least rely on someone who can comprehend, who has seen it, who has experienced it. And Baba spoke about it endlessly, both in the physical form and in the subtle form, traveling to various countries. We've got thousands of talks of his now captured in the Uvacha series, translated in various languages, but yet nobody opens them. We translate them, we keep them, we do all the seva, we listen to every talk, we want to go and be in physical presence of people, but we do not do manana. Because really, even one talk is enough for the one who understands and the one who chooses to start practicing it. Even that one powerful experience like we had yesterday, which leaves deep peace in us, and where the power of the words is received by us, is enough to transform. For the one who thinks and says, where does this power come from? Where do these words come from? How is it that just the mere words can start to shift things inside us? If we were to just go into that, and if that can happen, is that only gifted to some people? Or is it something that is within me as well? And what's stopping me from accessing that? Why is it that I experience peace only when we get together in a satsang? Why do I feel so helpless during the day and say, oh, it doesn't remain with me? Why do we allow such thoughts to come in? That means we are really not so serious. We are not really going within. So I don't know whether it's an issue of faith, whether it's an issue of manana, whether it's an issue of nididhyasana, whether it's, we're still not able to overcome the mind. But the message of the Guru, whose 97th birthday we are celebrating today, was the message of our divinity, because his message of love all, serve all cannot be put into practice till we know what love is, till we know that that love, which is the creative life force, is the God, is the Guru, is the inner Guru, is the Atman inside of us, and that we are the embodiments of love. Unless we experience that love, unless we experience the true meaning of love, not the bodily love, which is only attachment. When we love somebody's body by whatever relationship called, it is not love, it is attachment. And attachment causes only pain and suffering. When we experience the love that is within us, who we truly are, and when we experience that truth of ours, then that love starts to flow and ooze out of us from every pore out of our skin, from every cell in our body, from every hair on our body. The kind of love that Hanuman had for Rama. That is the essential nature of every being, is that love. And Swami would keep saying, Prema Swarupalara, embodiments of love, embodiments of divine love. That's the gift He's given us all. He hasn't just given it to me, He's given it to everybody. I chose to receive it because I believed in my Master. If you too believe in your Master, if you too believe in this message, and if you too believe that this is who you are, and if you keep this in your awareness all the time, that this is your truth and not what your mind keeps prompting you, and if you remain in this itself will become your reality. Brahmavid Brahmeva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman is verily Brahman himself. And that is when we start to love all. Because you cannot love anybody. Love cannot be practiced. You can't take coaching classes of love. Love is the only thing that happens naturally and spontaneously. A mother loves a child naturally. When you see something nice, or you see an animal, you immediately start petting. It's that love that happens naturally. When you see beauty around in nature, love comes out. Love cannot be practiced. It's spontaneous. That means it is inside of us. Our problem is that when we start to attach and we start to own those things that we love, is where the love starts to get into troubled waters. But love, we were meant to love because love is who we are. Love is all there is. And we just came to experience this love. But we got entangled in our love and emotions, and the mind came in. And it wanted to own, it wanted to control, it wanted to manipulate, it became jealous, and it started to do funny things. And so when we experience the truth, the real presence, the presence of Baba in us, the presence of Harbhajan in our hearts, the presence of all those loved ones who were once in a body, then you experience a love that flows out to everyone, knowing that that same love is within everyone. So when you love yourself, then only you can love all. Because once you love yourself and you know that love is, then that love cannot be curtailed. It just flows. Love is expansion. Baba always said this. Love is expansion. We are right now 22 hearts expanding in love in this present moment. Then automatically we look after each other. We do not have to serve all, because once we see that oneness everywhere, then how can I serve my own self? Do I say when I do my own work, I served myself food, I served myself a bath, I served myself, brushing teeth, I served myself combing my hair? I don't serve myself. I do what is needed to be done. So when I love everyone as myself, to my mind, there is no question of serving anyone any longer, because service means you're doing something for somebody else. As we don't serve our own selves, we will not be serving anybody, but we will be doing all that we need to do because we see the same self in everybody else. And it will come naturally for us. And to me, this is the essential message of Satya Sai Baba. This is the same message being spread by Sadguru Madhusudan Sai. This is the same message I'm bringing to you, because there is no other message. And the best way of celebrating the birthday of any Guru, or any time we want to pay homage to your Guru, is to follow and walk on the path that the Guru has laid for you. I walked on it. I'm walking on it. I will continue to walk on it. And I experience a deep sense of peace, and a complete detachment from all that used to be very dear to me. In the ashram today, since morning, there are celebrations going on, and everybody in the ashram is attending them. I am not gone. I just went in the morning for a brief period, and I looked at the crowd, and I said, why are they here? What are they doing? Why are they just clapping here? Why are they clapping on things that are happening on the outer? Why is the message of the master not going inside? And that was the end of my visit. And I came back. I thought I'll go again in the evening, but I did not go. Because what am I celebrating? I'm celebrating the birthday. So I put on the bhajans. I sang those bhajans loudly in my room. And I just did a quick audit of my life to see, am I on the path of my master? Am I doing justice to all that he has given me? Is my life his message? And that is how I celebrated my Guru's birthday, my love's birthday. And that's the message of love and faith and miracle I wanted to share with you today, because the outer miracles are not real miracles. The real miracle is the transformation of the heart from human to divine. So may Baba's love flow through all our hearts forever, and may we just let go of anything and everything that we have been holding so far, and we experience oneness with Him, and we experience that love which is not outside us, which is within us, which is who we are. And I would like to share that love with you. My only problem is, when I share with you, then after that you don't speak. So if you all promise that after 10 minutes you'll open your eyes and you will share, then I will do the sharing. Is it a deal? Okay, I've got only one hand up. Okay, two I can see. Okay, so why don't you all close your eyes and bring your attention either to your heart chakra or to your third eye, wherever you are comfortable. And let's experience the divine love of Mother Sai as we wish him a very happy birthday. May his blessings be received by everybody right now. Thank you, Baba, for this beautiful blessing to everyone. Thank you for your love. All of us wish you a very happy birthday. We fully believe in you, and we are all completely committed to experience our divine truth. Thank you for being a guide. Samast loka sukhino bhavantu. Samast loka sukhino bhavantu. Samast loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hello, Sairam. Wake up. We still have to do a happy birthday song, isn't it? Then I'll close the call. Already, I think, quite late. So thank you all for being here tonight for this special birthday celebrations of Baba and receiving the gift of love and oneness. And may you always be aware of this oneness and love in you. And please do share it with everybody else because it's meant to be shared. That's it. And the experiences will keep deepening, deepening. Okay, good night. Love you all. Sairam.